This is absolutely crazy. OpenAI is making Anthropic run for their money, as a leaked internal report just confirmed that Anthropic are now sitting on a model more capable than Mythos 5, and it could be released very soon. Plus, there are some big updates on Codex, ensuring some massive performance boost and a revised pricing structure. Also, Alibaba just shipped a 27 billion parameter model that beats a competitor nearly 3 times its size, and there is a little bit controversial update from Claude, which we shall reveal at the end. So, without any delay, let's get straight into the details of these mega updates. Feeling the heat from OpenAI's advances on GPT-6 and Astra, Anthropic also appears to be quietly pushing its own internal frontier forward. And this is genuinely one of the more interesting leaks we have seen out of a lab in a while. Anthropic published its August 2026 risk report on August 14th, and buried inside it was the first public confirmation of an internal model referred to only as Model 2, which a lot of people are already speculating could eventually become Mythos 6. They tested Model 2 on an internal benchmark called CoBench, made up of 449 real Anthropic research and development problems, essentially historical tasks that Anthropic's own researchers have actually worked through themselves. And here is what makes the real difference. Mythos 5 scored 50.3% on CoBench. Model 2 scored 62.8%, a 12.5 percentage point jump. That matters more than a normal benchmark improvement because this is not testing coding or general knowledge. It is testing whether an AI can do the actual research and development work Anthropic's own staff does. Anthropic estimates that a model scoring around 85% on CoBench could potentially substitute for a meaningful portion of its own research staff on the tasks that benchmark represents. Interestingly, Model 2 is already at 62.8%, which puts it about 22 percentage points away from that threshold. Something worth being careful here though. Anthropic has explicitly stated it has not run its full suite of pre-deployment evaluations on Model 2 yet. So the company itself is treating somewhat more capable than Mythos 5 as a preliminary read, not a confirmed ceiling. There is also a very practical reason we have not seen this model released. Anthropic is dealing with real compute constraints right now, and if Model 2 needs meaningfully more inference compute than Mythos 5, serving it to millions of users becomes a genuinely difficult and expensive problem, not just a safety decision. The same report separately raised Anthropic's own internal misalignment risk rating from very low to low for high-risk scenarios, which is a notable shift on its own and adds some context to why a more capable internal model might be getting held back rather than shipped. So regardless of whether this exact checkpoint eventually becomes Mythos 6, the actual takeaway is that Anthropic has another generation of models already running internally, and the jump from 50.3 to 62.8 on a benchmark built specifically around AI research work is a real signal, even with no release date attached to it. Now let us move over to OpenAI, because two very different Codex stories broke this same week, equally profound and crucial. And as we do that, just hit that subscribe button, helping me spread the reach of my content further. Starting with the good news, OpenAI has been testing a major performance upgrade aimed specifically at long-running coding conversations, the kind that stretch on for hours across a big project. Right now, Codex already supports persistent conversation threads, meaning you can leave a coding session running, step away, and come back to the full history later, with the terminal, the Git review panel, and every prior turn still sitting there waiting for you. The problem is what happens once that history gets genuinely large. Because today, reopening a long session means the app has to reload the entire transcript from the start. Every prior message, every tool call, every file diff, just to get you back to where you left off. In one widely circulated test, OpenAI ran this against a 741 turn, 231 megabyte conversation, about as extreme a stress test as you could design. And the average load time reportedly dropped from 27 seconds down to just 1 second, while using 41% less memory, making 98% fewer requests and loading 99.6% fewer transcript items. To be clear, this is not the underlying model getting smarter or faster. It is the Codex app itself learning to load only what it actually needs instead of the entire conversation every single time, which is exactly the kind of fix that matters once a project runs long enough to build up hundreds of turns. Practically, that means a massive coding session that currently makes you sit through a 27-second spinner every time you reopen it should soon feel almost instant, closer to picking up a text message thread than reloading a full project history. Now for the more frustrating Codex news. OpenAI has begun testing paid Codex usage resets, and as of this week, it is no longer just a rumor. If you burn through your weekly quota early, you can now pay to reset it immediately, and the pricing scales hard by tier, roughly $5 to $8 for Plus subscribers and up to $80 for Pro users who are already paying $200 a month for the subscription itself. The part causing the most pushback is not just the price, it is that redeeming a paid reset reportedly pushes your next scheduled weekly reset date forward, rather than simply adding a block of extra usage on top of your normal cycle. So you are not just buying more usage, you are borrowing against your next free reset. By the way, what is your opinion on this change? Do share in the comments. And now let us shift over to Alibaba, because this release did not get nearly the attention it probably deserved this week. Tongyi Lab rolled out Qwen 3.8-27B on August 14th, and the headline here is efficiency. 27.78 billion parameters, released under the Open Apache 2.0 license, accepting text, images, and video. It ships with a native 262,000 context window, which can be stretched out to a full 1 million tokens using a technique called YARN if you need it for longer documents or code bases. On pricing, it runs at roughly 40 to 45 cents per million input tokens and around $3 to $3.20 per million output tokens, depending on which provider is listing it, which is genuinely cheap for what this model can do, and it can run locally on as little as 24 gigabytes of VRAM, meaning a single high-end consumer GPU can handle it. The benchmark jump over its own predecessor, Qwen 3.6-27B, is substantial. Terminal bench climbed from 63.4 to 73.0. Deep SWI roughly tripled, from 13.3 to 42.2. OS World jumped 20 points, from 63.9 to 84.3. Alibaba specifically benchmarked it against Meta's Muse Glimmer, a much larger 30 billion parameter model, and Qwen 3.8-27B reportedly won across all 8 direct comparison benchmarks, including a more than 20-point lead on terminal bench alone, 73.0 versus 51.7. Even more notable, Alibaba's own testing has it surpassing Claude Opus 4.6 on 15 of 19 overlapping benchmarks, which is a genuinely strong claim for a model this size. Though as always with a lab's own comparison chart, that is worth treating as a starting point rather than the final word until independent testing catches up. So the actual story with Qwen 3.8-27B is not raw frontier intelligence. It is how much capability Alibaba managed to pack into a model small enough to run on a single consumer GPU at a fraction of the cost of the models it is being compared against. And now let's get into the story that has genuinely split the community this week, Claude's new controversial watermark. To comply with transparency requirements under Article 50 of the EU AI Act, Anthropic has signed the EU's voluntary code of practice and started embedding an invisible watermark into text generated by its newer Claude models. Here is the important clarification, because a lot of the initial reaction assumed the worst. This is not hidden metadata, secret Unicode characters, or an identifier tied to your account or conversation. Instead, the watermark works by subtly biasing which words Claude chooses at a statistical level, creating a pattern that a detector holding Anthropic's key can recognize, while Anthropic says it has no noticeable effect on the actual quality of the writing. Anthropic is applying this globally rather than restricting it to the EU, mainly because it says it cannot reliably detect a user's region, and the company has been clear that the watermark cannot identify who you are, your account, or the specific conversation it came from, only that Claude was likely involved in producing the text. The part that is actually generating the controversy is more subtle. If you write something yourself and then have Claude heavily edit or rewrite it, that final text could still register as watermarked, meaning it may get flagged as AI written, even though a meaningful portion of it started as your own words. The community reaction has been loud. One Reddit thread on this alone pulled in over 3,600 upvotes and nearly 1,000 comments, much of it sarcastic gratitude directed at the EU regulation that triggered this in the first place. And a second thread specifically about the invisible marks mechanism itself pulled in over 1,600 upvotes and more than 400 comments. Anthropic has noted the watermark can persist through some editing, but very short passages or text that has been heavily paraphrased may lose the detectable signal entirely, which means its real-world reliability is still genuinely an open question. Here are my honest thoughts on these updates. The Model 2 story is real and independently confirmed through Anthropic's own published risk report. The 50.3 versus 62.8% figures check out, but Anthropic itself is calling this a preliminary read pending full evaluation. So treat more capable than Mythos 5 as directionally true rather than a locked-in final capability measurement. I also want to flag one naming detail. I have seen this benchmark referred to elsewhere as Codebench version 2, while Anthropic's own report calls it Cobench, so I am going with Anthropic's official naming here. On Codex, the paid reset pricing and mechanics are independently confirmed as of this week. That part is solid. The performance upgrade numbers, the 27 seconds to 1 second load time specifically, come from community reporting on internal OpenAI testing, and I was not able to independently verify those exact figures through a second source at the time of this video. So treat that specific claim as reported rather than fully confirmed until OpenAI publishes it directly. I will also note that Codex 2.0 appears to be a label circulating in the community rather than an official OpenAI product name I could independently confirm, so keep that framing in mind. On Qwen 3.8-27b, the head-to-head numbers against Muse Glimmer and Opus 4.6 come from Alibaba's own released benchmark chart, not an independent third-party evaluation. So treat the Beats Opus 4.6 on 15 of 19 benchmarks claim as Alibaba's framing until outside testing confirms it. On the watermark, the mechanism itself is confirmed directly by Anthropic, and the edited text concern is a legitimate open question rather than internet paranoia. This is one of those stories where the community reaction is proportionate to a real, unresolved product question. By the way, which of these updates is most crucial to your daily workflow? Do tell in the comments. Subscribe to my channel for more of such AI news and updates. I'll see you in the next one.